I'm Haley. Welcome to the whole podcast. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the show. Hi, everyone. My name is Haley Korf. I am your vision impaired host today. And today we have a very special guest. We are going to be interviewing Brandy McCombs, and we are so excited to have met you at a previous symposium. So, Brandy, would you like to introduce yourself and a little bit about your job title?
Yeah, I am Brandy McCombs. I'm founder of IBC, which is comprised of two different companies. We have IBC Carpentry, which is trim carpentry in commercial buildings. And the other one that most people are familiar with is IBC Traffic. When you drive into your work today, specifically this building, all the orange cones that you see on the road are traffic control. So we are responsible for making the roads safe.
Right. And you are also in charge of the painting on the roads, right?
Yes. Yep. We should be finishing that up fairly soon. So yeah,
Yes.
the striping is part of that traffic control, IBC traffic as well.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so how did you get involved in all of this? That's quite an accomplishment, by the way.
Completely by accident. I knew that at some point in my life I was going to be an entrepreneur. My grandparents were entrepreneurs. My dad was. So I thought I was going to own a restaurant one day. Well, anybody who's been in the restaurant industry, it's hard.
It is.
It's a lot of weekends and a lot of holidays. And I thought, okay, maybe not. So I went to work for a general contractor and saw the bottom line and thought, okay, I'm going to start a construction company. And
Wow.
that was 2008. And then which is Carpentry, is when I started that one. And then 2014, when Streetcar was coming to phase one, they needed somebody to bid on the traffic control. And I was, what is that?
Mhm.
And figured it out. And here I am 11 years later. And those revenues are about the same as the Carpentry ones. So Carpentry is about 16 years and the traffic is about 11.
Wow.
So, yeah, accident completely.
That is so amazing though. You don't hear a lot about women in this industry, so that's really interesting that you are here and that you're prevalent and doing well. That's amazing.
Very much so. I think over the last 5 years, I think we've made a shift.
Yeah.
I feel that there's more people helping each other
Mhm.
as women are not as apt to help each other. However, I think we're joining forces together, so it's actually elevating us.
I love that feeling when you work together as a team, even just as women, because sometimes it is hard with both genders.
Yes,
Let's be
true.
honest.
Yep.
And it's an amazing feeling when you have that support in different areas, and that is so amazing. I'm so happy for you for that.
Well, thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
much.
Okay, so you and I actually met at Burns and McDonald's Symposium, the Transportation Safety Symposium.
Mhm.
How did you get connected to that?
Every year we've tried to stay involved with Burns and Mac. Last year we actually had the booth. You know how there was a bike, KC was there.
Yes.
We had a booth there last year.
Okay.
So we were on that end, and then we do a lot of work with Burns and Mac. We're doing phase 3 of Streetcar, which is the north side.
Yes, you were talking about
With
that.
them. So they asked, and I said, sure. I had no idea what I was signing up
Neither
for,
did I.
right? We're like, sure, sign me up for that. And then we figure it out. Isn't that what we do, though?
Right,
Yeah,
right. And
right.
then you're like, oh, wait, I'm in front of over
A
100
lot of
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a first for me.
Oh.
So I was very honored to be on a panel full of people who were so kind. You reached out to me and introduced yourself real quick. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Well,
Thank
you
you.
did great for your first time.
Thank
So
you.
yeah,
Well,
very good.
You did amazing. You had all the answers.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was just the comedic relief.
Oh no, you educated us more. I feel than we've educated you. So I think it was very good.
Honestly, I was going to say that you educated me
Oh.
because this is a new realm for me. I've never really explored things to this degree, and Michael Kelly keeps throwing me into stuff from Bike Walk KC, and I'm just like, yeah, let's
Okay.
do this. So I'm learning quite a lot.
See, advocacy.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Mhm.
And even just like the crosswalk on Main Street right here, you know, the tattoo
Mhm.
parlor and then our building, that I worked with the city and it was so scary to cross at first because it had that hawk light. Do you remember? There was a hawk light right there a
Okay.
little further down, and it was so scary. People
No.
just didn't understand it. So,
Interesting.
yeah,
Mm.
so that's kinda how I started getting connected with everybody.
Which is, like I said, that's great because again, we don't know what we don't know. We don't know the
Right.
questions to ask to even get there.
Right.
So
Yeah. No, that
speaking up is great.
yeah. So, but yeah, signing up for that was that was a lot. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's cool. So you have a working relationship with Burns& and McDonald,
Mhm.
and the symposium is relatively new,
It is.
right? If
This
I
is
understand it
if I
correctly.
think that was the second year,
Yeah,
third year.
like, it's
So okay,
still
yeah, yeah.
that's so
I thought it was
great.
great. It was
Yeah,
absolutely amazing. I hope they continue it
yeah, I do too,
locally.
and I hope to be invited again,
Yeah.
even if I'm not on the panel,
Yes, I
I
think
will
we'll be
go.
okay.
Yeah. So let me see here. I wanted to let me get my notes over here. We have some really great questions here. And um, we did some research on you. We do research on all of our people that we're interviewing.
Okay.
So it says that you are the first woman to chair the Builders Association. So tell me a little bit about that. What is the Builders Association first? Let's go with that.
So the Builders Association is now called the Builders, which is a national organization that's a chapter of the AGC, which is the Association of General Contractors. And the Builders Association was basically the subcontractor arm, and the AGC was the general contractor's arm. So we combine forces. Like I'm a subcontractor. You have GCs like Burns and Mac,
Hmm.
and I'm a sub that does the carpentry work.
Okay.
So they basically the organization is there to support the industry as a whole nationally. So I've been to Washington D.C. and trying to advocate for the different regulations that we all believe in.
Okay. Wow. So that's a huge organization.
Very much so. I think we're one of the largest ones in the U.S. So the Kansas City chapter.
Wow.
Yep.
So how did you become the chair? How did that shake out?
So it was same kind of a thing. Hey, do you want to be on this board? Sure. What do I do? Right.
Right.
So I was on the board for a while, and then they asked if I wanted to be the first woman chair, and I was for 136 years old
Whoa.
company or organization. Why? Yes, absolutely. Sign me up for that.
Right.
Again, wasn't sure what I was in tail for, which
Yes.
I got a lot of experience, a lot. So I am very grateful for that organization. And being the first woman led to change was my initiative that year. Was look, we're changing. We
Yeah.
are showing everybody that there is say that glass ceiling is being broken,
Mhm.
and then what after I was the first woman, there was a second woman, so we followed suit. So it was kind
Yes.
of a power.
I love
Yep.
that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Um, Women in leadership. It's changing things, and I think it's good. I think we just haven't been heard enough, you know,
Yep. I agree with that.
and
Just
it's empowering.
we have a different well, I'll just
Way
say
of thinking.
organizational skill.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. And it's interesting what we can do if we all join together.
Yep.
I've been seeing a lot of that, especially here.
Agree.
The teams that I work with, it's just there's women leadership, there's male leadership, and it's really nice to see like how everybody is working together. So I'm not used to that in every different area. Does that
I
make sense?
think it's the world today.
Yeah.
I really
I
think
think
there's
it's getting
something to
better.
do with the power in numbers,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't
Open
know.
conversations.
Yep, there you go. Yes.
I
Yep.
hesitated. I was like, "Do I want to talk about this in this podcast?" And I was like, "You know what? I'm going
Yep.
to."
Okay.
Yeah. So I hope that's okay with you.
Absolutely. Yes.
Um, but yeah, it's an amazing feeling. It really is, and I'm very thankful that you stood up and took that challenge and went with it, even though you didn't know what it would look like.
Oh, and I'm thankful for you. Like you said, you were with by KC and you
Yeah.
took that initiative. And look,
Here we are.
here we are.
Yeah. Ah, my goodness. Okay. Okay, let me look at my questions here and feel free
Okay.
to jump in on
Sure.
any question that you want to jump to. Okay, I will not be offended.
All right.
Okay, so membership and support. How is, oh, wait, I am blind. Okay, mentorship.
That's the same
That's the
difference,
same
but
thing,
yes.
right?
Yeah, yeah, to me, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
So mentorship, what role has that played for you? I know I watched a previous podcast of you. Excuse me. It was that Heroes podcast.
okay. Yep.
And you mentioned a lady who was your mentor. I cannot recall her name at
Yes,
this
I
point.
have actually a cheerleader. Well, there's not a difference, but there is to me. So part of one of the questions I always get asked is like, what advice
Mhm.
would you give? And one is like, always have a cheerleader.
Yes.
And I have a very great colleague friend now that was my cheerleader. So
Mm.
on the days that you don't want to get out of bed and you don't want to do it, she was one like, you can do this, you've got this, you're strong, you're beautiful, you got this.
Yeah.
So cheerleader.
Yes.
um and her name's Carolyn. Thanks, Carolyn. And the mentorship, so mentorships, I currently actually, right before this, I belong to the Hellsberg Entrepreneur Mentoring Program,
Okay.
which is called Hemp KC, which is actually led by Barnett Hellsberg.
Okay.
And it's local. It's here in Kansas
Oh,
City. It has a lot of influential people. Henry Block was part of that when he
okay.
was with us still. A lot of great people in that organization, and I'm still involved. Um, Started in 2016, and it was funny because starting the company, I did a lot of it myself until we started growing, and then I got in the organization, the program, and my mentor's like, "Okay, let's get out your job descriptions," and I'm like, "Oh,
What?
what? People need like they don't know what they're supposed to do. They have to have it in writing." So
Yes.
I've come a long way, and I thought about this. It's only been 9 years, so
But that's a lifetime almost.
I now I feel really old.
No, no, not my intention.
Just
I meant
kidding.
like with knowledge.
Yes, I agree. I agree. So we have job descriptions for job descriptions. And you know what's crazy though? They're always evolving.
Yes. Yes.
Who would have thought? I don't know if that's a typical thing, but like you write a job description and a month later, like, oh, well, we need to add something to that. Or
Hmm.
hey, let's create this other position and let's figure out what to write up for that. So
Hmm.
long story short, mentors have been game changer
Hmm.
for me.
Yeah.
And I can't say enough positive things about the organization as well.
Hmm. Interesting. No, when I was going through school with a visual disability, it wasn't widely accepted. And so some of my professors became my cheerleaders. And I was like,
Okay.
this is kind of the best thing ever because there are days you just don't want to get up and fight anymore. You're just exhausted of doing that every day. So,
I can't even imagine.
well,
Hurdles.
yes,
Yeah.
makes me who I am today.
That's
So,
valid. Very
so
valid.
mentorship is key, I would say.
Mhm.
It sounds so minute and
It
little when you're
does.
talking about
I
it,
know.
but it really is the biggest feature that you
Yeah.
need.
Agreed.
So,
Yeah.
hmm,
Hmm.
that's great that you
Yep.
had that. Not
Yep.
not many people do. So,
Which is very interesting.
yeah, I notice that a lot when I'm looking at different organizations and, because of my
Mhm.
education experience,
Okay.
it just isn't as prevalent. And I
Wonder
wish
why.
there was
Do you think
more.
people not asking the question?
Maybe. And when I was in school, there was just a lot of students. And so they just started coming to me and being like, Haley, are you okay? Because I would just be sitting in the hallway, just like
Oh.
exhausted. And they're like, what do you need from us? And I'm like, I don't know, coffee.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. That's yeah. That's and that like you probably hit the nail on the head.
Mhm.
They don't know what they
Yeah.
don't like. I don't know. I don't know how to ask.
Yeah.
I don't know the right questions to ask.
Well, and I didn't either because I was learning how to be vision impaired at that point. I still
Mm-hmm.
am, let's be honest. But that's when it was first happening.
Okay.
So it's been interesting.
Hmm.
But yeah. So let me look at the next questions here because there are a lot of good questions that I want to get your insight on. Okay. So, learning from mistakes. Now, I am of the mind of, mistakes happen. That's how we learn. And you just move on and do better next time. So, what would be your insight into learning from mistakes.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Oh,
That is it. I mean, don't get me wrong. In the
right.
beginning, it's terrifying. It's
Yes.
terrible, and you feel like the world is crumbling around you.
Yes.
However, at the end, there is light, and
Mhm.
then it's learning from that mistake. And actually, I think we use that word loosely. I don't think that they're mistakes if you continue to do them. They're
Yes.
lessons if you continuously correct them.
I agree.
Yep.
And when you're working in a place of employment, lessons are going to be happening, but they do become mistakes if you continue on that practice. So,
Absolutely.
um, the best advice I was ever told is you are going to make mistakes.
Hmm.
It's going to happen.
Yep.
And it's all fixable. I
Yep.
mean, really, 90% of it can be fixable. Now, if it's with another person that you made a mistake with, maybe not just paperwork, those are a
Mhm.
little bit more challenging. But it is possible if both parties are willing.
Absolutely. Somebody
So,
asked me that question recently. It was a Casey Mo chamber, and that was it. What lessons? Like, you are going to fail.
yeah,
You are going to fail.
and that's okay.
It's okay.
And I think that a lot of people in generations, my generation and below, I don't know if they're being taught that mistakes are going to happen. And it's frustrating because I see it in younger generations and I'm just like, no, guys, it is going to happen. The world is not going to end.
Absolutely.
So,
No, I don't think I think I grew up the same way. I
yeah.
don't think my parents taught us that it was okay to fail. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah, maybe that's something that we can all work on
I agree.
together.
Let's just start something. Let's start
That's
a
good,
club or
right?
something. Okay. Let me see if I'm missing anything, and please jump in if you see anything. Oh yeah, do you have a kind of an example, a particular setback that happened that became a pivotal learning moment for you?
Actually, it was with my whole team,
Okay.
and it was, as we all know, losing a team member is terrible.
Yes.
However, there are some um, bad seeds, as we'll call them,
Hmm.
that you don't know until
That's too late.
it's too late. And if they leave, sometimes, or actually getting the right person around you is instrumental. And you realize, okay, maybe it wasn't so bad losing that person. Now that we have the lesson was like there was somebody else there.
Hmm.
So we gave someone else a chance that actually helped us grow versus, staying silent,
Right.
siloed.
Right. And it's hard to know those things because it's not always brought up to the top.
Yep.
And so,
And it was great because my team brought it to me. They're like,
yeah,
"Hey, look, I know this is terrible. This was terrible. However, look what we got now.
yeah.
Look how great we are."
Oh,
So I was like, "Oh, yay!" And I
yeah.
didn't even. They learned themselves.
That's
It
that's
was
all you can
amazing. It
ask for.
was amazing.
Yeah. How many people do you have on your two
Ugh,
different
with two
companies?
separate companies, I think combined we're about 140, 150,
Oh,
depending on
wow.
what day it is. Yeah. Days like
Depending.
today is raining.
Yeah.
They're still employed. They're just sitting at home or doing other things. But
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have kind of a close-knit group of people then, I would
We
assume.
try.
Yeah.
That is exactly what our focus is, to be a successful team
Hmm.
together.
Hmm.
And I always say family, but I guess that's not the thing anymore. If somebody's like,
Yeah.
family's not a good thing. A successful team is kind of
Yes.
what but we do. We we work hard and we play harder. We just had a huge company picnic for all their family members. And we had last year we had a dunk tank. So some of our team members got a dunk tanks. We raised money for charity.
Okay. Yeah.
So anybody who wanted to throw balls and have upper management dunked.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's always
there
the
was a
day.
couple in particular raised quite a bit. So
I love that so much because one, it's showing that you're able to move forward with your team and bring everyone together, but also that you're supporting your team and making sure that they feel that
yes,
support.
absolutely. Yep. And they got to
And
pick their own charity.
right.
So whatever money we raised went for whatever one they wanted.
Yeah.
So
That's amazing.
yep. They have a voice. It's
Yeah.
all about
And
letting them and hearing them have a voice.
and that's not always the case in some
Mm-mm.
places. I think we've all worked in those jobs,
Absolutely.
and so that's amazing that that's an accomplishment for people moving forward.
I believe that's the best way there is because I've been in those positions where I don't
Hmm.
want to get up in the morning and go to work.
Yeah, I
So
think we all have. And it takes a lot
I
of
don't want
effort.
that to be my company.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's amazing.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me look at the next questions
Okay.
here. Oh yeah, back to the building support system. Give me 1 second here. Your initial involvement with the builders began with a chance elevator meeting.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so one of those things where I was working too much in the business, so I had to get out and about. So I went to an event, and that was 2012, I think. And it was an organization that I had paid money to that I really wasn't doing much with. So I was like, okay,
Right.
I'm going to try it.
Mhm.
So I went to an event. Best thing I ever did. I went down the elevator with a lady who gave me some information about another women's organization that I still belong to today.
Oh my gosh.
So it's the power in numbers,
Mhm.
and women supporting women. So it was that day that got me involved in that organization, the Builders,
Mhm.
the women's organization, and helped build me, which I have, I say my, no pun intended, elevator speech is sending the elevator back down.
Yeah.
Right. So now that I've made it, now it's my turn to go back down and lift the other ones up, which is pivotal. And one of the actual questions you also had here about supporting diversity and inclusion,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
there's a lady who now works for me a year now. She started, actually her anniversary date was last week.
Ooh.
After a year, the Builders has a program where it's a 5-week program,
Okay.
and it's structured around women in diversity to try to get them into the trades.
Hmm.
And they go through 5 weeks of different every trade, like
Whoa.
carpentry, welding, electrical,
Yeah.
plumbing. So they go to the different training facilities and learn all these.
Hmm.
And we also, as IBC, help with the soft skills. We go in and do interviews because great, you give them the skills to go in the field, but very rarely are we teaching these people how to talk
Yes.
to each other.
Yes.
So we go in and we did the interviews. So we had a young lady that somebody said, "Hey, I think we need to hire her." She came in for an interview and she's still there.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she's an African American lady that, like I said, has been there a year, and she's amazing. She was actually started with us through summer, and then she was actually going to school for college to get her bachelor's degree in college or business.
Mhm.
And then she graduated actually a couple weeks ago. She actually finished in December,
Yeah.
but she actually went through commencement.
Yes.
And she's like, "Oh my gosh." She's like, I think she's 22, and she's this is my career. Like, it just hit me.
Really?
I'm adulting. Like, I have a career now, and oh my God. She was sitting at the front desk last
Mhm.
Friday. We gave her an office.
I bet
So,
she was so
oh,
ecstatic.
yes.
Mhm.
So,
Sense of belonging.
exactly. And it
Yeah.
is amazing of people, business cards,
Yes.
titles, and
Yes.
offices.
I agree.
3 important things. That's lesson to be learned.
Yes. I agree. Supporting the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Who
my
knew?
gosh. That is so
Just a
exciting.
simple, that's how better can we be by just knowing those 3 things.
Mhm. Have you
Interesting.
written a book? I feel like you should write a book.
That's funny. I have a title already.
I love
But
this.
I haven't even started it. It's on my head. It's all in my head. But
Yes.
I have not.
Okay. Well, when you write it,
Okay.
make sure you get it in audio version so I can read it.
Okay.
Okay.
Done.
Okay. Cool. I'm so excited for you on that. Woo. Okay, let me look at so well, we kind of already talked about a few of
Expiring
these.
leaders. Yep.
Yeah. The role of the Builders Association, we kind of already talked about that. Is there anything else you would like to add to that?
No, I think that's kind of
Okay.
okay.
So, if it's okay with you, I think I'd like to take an ad break real quick,
Okay.
and then we're going to jump back into the questions. Would
Okay.
that be all right?
Perfect. Sounds great.
Cool. Okay, everyone, we will be right back. Thank you so much.
Living with a disability can feel isolating, but it doesn't have to. At The Whole Person, peer support groups bring people together who truly understand. The Whole Person provides a variety of peer support groups. Brain injury group. Share experiences and navigate life after your injury. Mental health group. Connect with others managing anxiety, depression, and other mental health challenges. DIY life skills. Build confidence and skills for independence. Designed for ages 18 to 24. In addition to these, we offer specific groups for spinal cord injuries, blindness and low vision, and deaf and hard of hearing. Whatever your journey, you're not alone. To find your group and attend our next meeting, please visit thewholeperson.org/peer support or call us at 816-561-0304. Peer support at The Whole Person. Real people, real connection.
This part of the episode includes a brief discussion about suicide, which may be difficult for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. If you or someone you know is struggling, please call or text 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to jump right in. We were actually just talking about a funny situation that we were talking about on the symposium panel. So when I walk into work, there is most of the time some sort of construction happening right now on Main Street, right?
Of course,
And
yes.
so as somebody who is vision impaired, I can't always tell if it's safe to walk through or if I should find another route and be late to work or whatever, because you just don't know. And so part of our symposium was talking about safety in construction and how to make that more accessible. And there's not really a good answer right now, but it's something to be explored. But we were talking about the guy was helping me. I flagged him down. I was using my cane and I was like, I don't know if it's safe to cross through here. And he knew exactly how to help me. He used the proper terminology for me. He said, "Are you vision impaired? How can I help you?" And I was like, "Well, I just need to get to that building." And he was like, "Okay, I'm going to walk you through it. Is that okay if I assist you?" And he held out his arm and we just were skipping along. And it was the best feeling. It like changed my whole day. You know what I mean?
I that's why I wanted you to bring it up because
Yeah.
we were when you said that during the on the panel, we were like, wow, that means we are getting somewhere
Mhm.
in the construction industry because
Yeah.
it's
I mean, you guys are focused on
yes,
safety for
safety for
yourself.
ourselves. However, it's good to know that there are other things being either taught, lessons learned. We are again, we're growing.
Yeah.
We're moving needles. So
Yeah. And you had mentioned that you wouldn't have known what to do. And most people don't. But the best thing I can say is just ask.
yes, that yeah, you had said that he asked first
Mhm.
and then helped. My initial reaction probably wouldn't have been that.
Right.
So I was kind of in shock when you said it. I mean, it makes complete sense, but me being a doer, I would have probably like taken the
Yeah.
bull by his horns and be like, I'm going to help this lady and help her cross the street.
Yeah.
And that's I ask first.
Yeah.
So
'Cause-
that's one lesson I learned. So I thank you.
Yeah.
And it brought more conversations to my team
Yeah.
because as we talked, I have a visually impaired my office actually.
Yes.
I keep calling her my next Brandy because I want her to be the COO eventually or
Yes.
CEO. And but yeah, it's thank you for sharing that. That was
Yeah.
a great story. It made you feel good and it made
It did.
a difference in my world too.
Yeah. No, and I wish I would have grabbed his information because I really want to thank him because it really changed. Like, those days we've talked about it. You don't want to
Mhm.
go in. You're like, what problem am I going to have to face? And he changed my whole mindset for the day. And he made sure to go on the path that I was used to go walking because he knew that that was super important for people who are visually impaired or blind. While I am a bit flexible in some scenarios, he was like, I know this is important and we're going to go this way and let's go. And I was like, okay. So,
You know, one thing I wanted to bring up too, because I don't think
yeah.
we've discussed it during our initial conversation at Burns and Mac, McDonald, and you had mentioned something about the crosswalks, but they were something the way that the design was, not the crosswalks, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we never really
There's a couple things here with
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So I was probably talking about the truncated domes.
That's it. Yes.
Right?
That's it. Yes.
Okay, so those, for people who don't know, are the raised bumps when you're about to cross the street. They're usually like a reddish color.
Mhm.
We can put up a picture on the screen, but that's for people who use canes for like vision impaired and blind. And so it tells us to stop because that's where the road is going to be, where we need to cross. But the difficulty is, and this is where I was working with the city, it's not a directional tool. And a lot of blind and vision impaired individuals, it's scary to cross streets if you don't have vision. It's scary to get out of your own home. It's scary to walk down the street. And so if you're kind of in this panic mode, which I am all the time when I'm out and about, you're accidentally going to use those for a directional purpose. And so what ends up happening is if the truncated domes are this way, right?
Yep.
And the street crossing is kind of this way or whatever, you're not going to know which way to walk. And so you could end up being in the middle of the intersection.
Well, you know what? I learned. I asked my team or somebody. It may not have been my team. It was somebody.
Yeah.
If they knew what those were for, and a lot of people don't even know what those are for. They
Yeah.
think it's for traction.
I know it is. I
So
know.
this is a great educational tool. Is that I knew because we work
Yes.
around it all the time.
Yeah.
But they literally thought it was for some side of traction, so you don't slip. And I'm like,
Nope.
oh no.
Nope. Those are for the blind.
And the last 5 years, they have done it right. The city
Yes.
of Kansas City, good job. 'cause
They are working on it.
They
Yes.
are. They have. I mean,
Yes.
they're listening.
Yes. And when I was working with the city on this a little bit, because there have been instances where I've seen it recently with people in the middle, they are creating some sort of, I don't know how to explain it. She was giving me the information while we were at the symposium, but they are creating a directional use situation. I want to say
Okay.
it's like truncated domes related. I need to get more
I
information.
mean, it would make sense, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yes.
the whole pattern would completely make sense as to why, you know what? Somebody probably didn't even think about it until somebody spoke up.
Yes. And lucky for me, the guy who's in charge of sidewalks for the city, Uday, I want to say is how you
Yes, I know him.
Yes,
Yes.
he's so sweet.
Yes,
Oh my
great
gosh.
guy. Yep.
He knew exactly what I was talking about, and he has seen it happen in real life. And so I'm sitting here like, well, I didn't really need to have this meeting because And he's like, yes, we are working on it. And I reached out to the ADA and I was like, what do you guys have of information to help? I'm not an expert. I'm just a blind girl here, And so
At least
So-
you're that's what, this is the best thing is laughter
yes.
about the whole situation.
Oh, 100%.
And that was part of these questions that you had. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is part of it,
It
right?
is.
Being okay about talking about it.
It is. And not being afraid to offend somebody. I mean, obviously be respectful, but you got to find the jokes. I mean, the amount of times I walk in the walls, I'm not going to tell you, but it happens.
Well, I do too. So I don't know. I just say it's my equilibrium.
Right.
So
Yeah, that works too. So, but yeah, he knew. And so the information that I got from the ADA director and his team, I provided it to Uday, and he was like, I read the whole report. And I was like, that's cool, because I did not.
That's funny.
And he was geeking out and he loved it so much. So I really enjoyed working with the city on that. And so that was kind of my start to all of this. And so
Okay.
it's
Yeah, that's part of that. Like your question that said focus on inclusion. And that's kind of the answer is, education,
yes,
being okay to talk about it.
be okay to listen.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And making sure that everybody understands more.
Yeah. Yeah.
The do's and don'ts. But I think with the OSHA compliance stuff is becoming more aware.
Mhm.
Just think about, 30 years ago, OSHA wasn't even, I mean, it was, but it's
Yeah.
come a long way.
Yeah. I think we're taking steps in the right direction.
Yeah.
I think that the fact that we're moving forward is huge, because that means conversations are happening.
Yep.
And that's sometimes all you can ask for at that moment.
Yes.
So it's hard, but we are getting there.
Yep.
hmm this is so great. I love this conversation.
Well,
Okay.
thank you for telling us that story because I thought it was great when you mentioned it, that I wanted to make sure that everybody heard it, that
Yeah.
there's somebody out there that did a really good deed and she just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. And I
Yep.
will forever remember that story. I'll be
Mhm.
like, this random guy. I will never know his name now, but that's
That's a
okay.
lot. Think about it, because I don't know who the listeners, if like if she's talking about on Main Street
Mhm.
during the phase 2 extension of streetcar,
Mhm.
where there are a gazillion different
So
things
many.
going on. You could have construction equipment, you have cones, you've got
Mhm.
cars, you've got merging lanes,
Yep.
and
People not knowing where to go sometimes.
yes,
hmm
even though we try with
Yeah, I
our
know.
channelizers,
It still
it's
happens.
still, and let's be honest, that people run those things over, and depending on what time of day it is,
Yes.
that
Yes.
they might not be there.
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah, it was one of those things that will forever stay with you.
yep.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me look at the last question. I know
Okay.
I wanted to ask that. Oh yeah, what's the vision for the future? What would you want to see with your companies moving forward,
Uh,
or in general? Maybe not with your companies, but in
well,
general.
especially my company. Actually, I think we spoke about this, about you coming in, and you guys offer like educational pieces
hmm
and making sure that as a company, we are, one, aware of these um disabilities,
hmm
being okay to talk about it, and then educating each other.
Yes.
And it's one of those, like, my original thought was, we don't want to sweep it underneath the rug like we used to,
hmm
right?
hmm
So just making sure that you uh, take initiatives to be educated,
Yeah.
ask questions.
Yeah, and I mean, in the right scenario, in the right setup, asking questions to people who have accepted their disabilities, and even asking people who haven't accepted their disabilities.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
can learn a lot from that viewpoint too. And it will then in turn maybe help them accept their disabilities a little bit more. I
Yep.
used to work with the blind community for several years, so I've seen a lot of people who have accepted and not accepted, and it's hard.
So besides blind, what are other disabilities that the whole person takes in consideration and is supporting?
Oh, that's a great question. We help everybody with disabilities.
Okay.
So if we can't help them internally, then we also make sure to find a resource for them and make sure they're connected to the correct agency that can help them. So we offer a lot of support groups for people. There's like a TBI one for individuals. There's mental health, which is rather new for our organization. There's the blind and low vision support groups. We do a lot of peer support groups online and different activities in the community. There's a program that we have called Getting Social. It's basically for people to come of all disabilities and learn different skills that aren't being talked about, like how do you advocate for yourself at the doctors?
Mm.
How do you say this correctly and advocate for yourself without offending somebody? And um, the next one I think coming up this week is about friendship. So there's all sorts of different topics that are covered, and so we
Okay.
try to support our community and change with whatever is needing to happen. So,
Okay. Yeah, because in the construction industry, a big one for us is hearing loss.
yes.
Terribly.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, it's a thing, and growing up, you don't think it is, and then when you get older, and then you are around the people who have it, it's it is life changing.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine um having
Losing
it
a
and then,
sense.
yeah, and then it go away, right?
It's very scary.
Hmm.
You don't fit into the world, and you're put in a position where you always have to educate people when you're using your tools out in the community, like a cane or something like
Hmm.
that. And so you have to be really accepting of your disability and figuring out how to explain it to people in a short and condensed way.
Okay, see, education.
Mhm.
It just, and again, and I think you speaking up, um is important because, again, like I keep saying, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Um,
Right.
I don't know,
Yeah.
and it's
No,
okay. And
and
okay, and again, it's okay to say you don't
it
know.
is 100%. And that's okay because then I know how to help teach you more. Like instead of using all the terminology and stuff like that,
Mm,
I'm going to break it down and explain it in a more concise way that you can understand.
that is that's key
Yes.
right there
Yes.
because I know that that's why they say the English language is the hardest one to understand because we have so much slang.
We do.
And I know this is wrong, but I say, get granular is our word. Let's get granular because there's terminology that I'm not going to understand.
Right. And that's okay.
Yep.
Eventually, once I'm more comfortable with people,
Hmm.
like my colleagues here, then I'll start, not talking as formal about it or explaining things as in much detail, and
Yep.
so people just start to accept it and understand it. And if I can't advocate for myself in a situation because I'm helping, over here, then my colleagues here step in and make sure to, oh,
Okay.
Haley's vision impaired. She did not see you
Oh,
probably. Let me
okay.
grab her attention or something. You know what I mean? And
Got it.
so it really helps to build that community.
Okay.
It's
So, one, being able to speak up for yourself and being okay for others speaking up for you.
Yes. Yes, and making sure they understand the
Hmm.
terminology
Hmm.
and um, not misrepresenting something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say, for your colleagues, we do also host sign language ASL classes.
Oh,
So I
okay.
don't know. It's very interesting. I've learned a lot from my colleagues. I've learned a lot of different signs, and it's exciting to learn because you could literally have a whole conversation.
I think it'd be, yeah, I think it'd be
And
really very cool to do. I remember like elementary school, you got to know like the alphabet, but like
yes.
the words, we didn't go that far.
Yeah. So, it's a very prevalent class. They do it quite often. So I
Really?
don't know if
In
you're.
this facility too?
Mhm, mhm. We have 2 deaf advocates here. And so one of my colleagues teaches those courses, and then the other one, he does more of like going to the Capitol and
Mhm.
advocating. And there's a couple bills that he's trying to
I
get
see.
passed.
Okay.
So they're very interesting to talk to. So the advocate who teaches the courses is Mickey. And then, oh gosh, I am going to blank. And I talk to Clark all the time. So Clark is the advocate who goes to the Capitol, and he is trying to push a bill
Okay.
because his experience in a medical setting was not so good because they couldn't afford to get an interpreter. And so he is trying to advocate to make
Ah.
sure that people with hearing loss or deafness can get access to this resource in remote situations.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So he's,
Can they work on getting the doctors to get granular? Because I don't know if you've ever experienced that, having
yeah.
been in a situation where you don't even understand what, even if I didn't understand anyhow.
Yeah.
So,
We're working on that. You'd be surprised. When I was in my other role in a different lifetime, we were trying to connect with a lot of eye doctors and stuff, and a lot of them hadn't heard about the organization that I was working for
hmm,
through the state. And so we're like, you need to tell your blind people to come talk to us because we would teach them all aspects of their life. How do you cook? How do you clean? How do you uh, balance your checkbook? Or well, people don't do that anymore, but you know what I mean. How do you become independent in all of your areas that you're needing help with?
hmm.
And so a lot of places didn't know about it. So
Okay. Yeah, we support, well, actually, a gentleman that works for me, him and his wife started Happy Hearts Working, and it is a organization for special needs.
okay.
And my company is going to help building their new facility. So it's basically the people that live with like their parents or
Hmm.
um, it's a place for them to now go to be independent.
Yes. Yes.
So um,
That's amazing.
yes, it's really, really cool. I'm super excited for them. They got a grant. We're helping
My
we
gosh.
did support work, and they raised all the money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll share that on our
Okay.
the bottom of the screen or wherever.
Yeah, Happy Hearts Working.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. That's great.
Yep.
I wonder if they would be willing to share more information with the whole
Oh, I
person.
guarantee that she would. Or Carol Farnsworth
Okay,
is the yep.
we'll get in
Yeah.
contact then.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, their son Jack is absolutely phenomenal. We have them come in a lot to help do miscellaneous things. Like one year we had Christmas items that we were trying to give out to our customers
Okay.
and our employees. So they came in and helped package them. And there's two of them specifically, Jack and another young gentleman. They like to mail envelopes. So Christmas cards. We still do Christmas cards. I know a
I
lot of
love
people
that.
don't do that.
No, that's
We still
great.
do, and that they loved sending out our Christmas cards.
I love that. That is
Absolutely.
so great.
They have like a structure. You walk in and
Uh-huh.
they're like it's like an assembly
Yeah.
line. Like it's the real deal. It's pretty
Oh my
cool.
gosh. That is so cool.
Yep.
I bet they were ecstatic that day.
Absolutely. Yep.
Mm,
Yeah.
great. Oh
organization.
my goodness. Okay, yeah, I would love to learn more about that.
Okay.
And then any other resources that you want to share? It doesn't have to be now, but
Okay,
like
yeah.
we can add it to our resource list. And
Well, you mentioned suicide prevention. It is a big thing in our world. Like it's a big deal. Like one of the highest rates is construction.
I don't think I knew that. Okay.
And we have a huge, I think September, Heather advocates for it too. And we have somebody come in and speak to our staff because we have a few that have experienced it, and it's a thing. And yeah, if you look it up, I'm not going to give you statistics, but
Yeah.
the construction industry is like one of the highest rates.
Huh. I didn't know that. Okay. I will look into that more
Yeah.
because my background is mental health. So I'm always
Okay.
very curious about that. And I wouldn't have known that.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. I do have one more question for you.
Okay.
What is your favorite thing about the roles that you hold in the construction company?
Elevating others. It's like that thing, building upon,
Mhm.
helping people realize what they can do. Right.
Mhm.
That was one of the lessons that I've learned in all the questions you had too.
Yeah.
Was what lessons have you learned? And
Right.
one was, you know what, I can get out of my own way. People, I think the days of micromanaging are over,
Okay.
and it needs to be over because people want to be able to say, I've done this on my own.
Yes.
So that was one of the lessons I learned was I had to get out of their way. Like they got this. My mom passed away. She was very sick, and I was gone a lot, and it made me like
Yeah.
realize it. So it was they got this,
Right.
elevating everybody else to their fullest potential.
Right. Yeah. No. Micromanaging is a hard topic because you have the people who are wanting to help you like succeed and then they don't realize that they're micromanaging, and then you have the ones that are not wanting you to succeed and are micromanaging.
Valid.
So it's a hard conversation, I think, for a lot of people.
Somebody gave me a word the other day, and I was like, oh, I love it.
What do you got?
Micro aware,
Oh, I love that.
isn't it? I know. So it's okay to be micro aware.
Yes.
You're aware you're doing it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. I'm going to start saying that.
hmm
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't really have any other questions
Okay.
lined up. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
I think
We've covered a lot of good
come up
topics
quite-
today.
I agree. Yes, I think we've got some good stuff.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know that you're welcome back anytime.
Well, thank you for the invite. I really
Yes.
appreciate it.
If you have any updates, we would love that. So please just come on anytime whenever you want to talk about that. And especially when you get your book out there.
Okay. I
and
will.
an audio version.
Got it. Yeah. I still give you a book and signed, so you
Yes.
at least have it.
I love that. Yes. And then we will work together in the future and
Yes.
figure out what we can do to help our world.
Yes, absolutely.
I love
Because I want you to
this.
come into IBC and educate us.
Yeah, no, I've learned so much from you. So
Same.
I would love to learn more about your world and understand how it works and
Okay.
go from there. So
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for
welcome.
this invite.
Anytime. All right. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone. We are so excited to have learned so much from you. we will have all of your contact information up
Yes.
for
Yeah,
everyone to
sure.
reach out if they
Okay.
need
Yeah.
to. And then if there's any other further questions, we will just redirect them to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's been
Thank
great.
you. Thank you, everyone. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on our podcast. Today, I'm going to go through some of the monthly events that the Whole Person hosts. Again, my name is Halley Korf. I am your vision impaired host today, so bear with me. I've got a lot of notes here, okay? All right, the first event is Getting Social. It's the first Friday of every month. The next event is Time to Spare, and that is the third Wednesday of every month. That is our accessible bowling open to everyone who has a disability. The next event is Mind's Eye View, and that is the first Monday of every month. That is more geared towards people who are vision impaired or blind to get together and talk about some of the difficulties. Then after that, we have our DIY skills for young adults, age range 18 through 24, and that is the last Wednesday of every month. Brain Injury Peer Support Group, the second Thursday of every month. And then Tech Talk, the second Monday of the month. And that is also geared towards people who are vision impaired or blind to get together and talk a little bit more about accessibility issues. If you have any more questions, feel free to look it up at thewholeperson.org. And again, please join us for any event at any time. Thank you.